Whether it's used after earth-moving work to add durability and late-season green to a lawn, or for keeping soil erosion to a minimum, ryegrass is often the seed of choice and can germinate in less than 2 weeks. Italian ryegrass and its annual subspecies, Ololium multiflorum, is a different species from the annual ryegrass, Ololium rigidum, which is a weed in crop situations. But since the introduction of plant breeders' rights in the late 1980s, there's now an array of short-term ryegrass cultivars for farmers on the market, plus a number of brands lacking genetic pedigree. So without a good understanding of each variety's background and place in farming systems, this can lead to a lot of confusion, a potentially poor value from the investment in seed sown to drive livestock production. That's where SeedForce comes in. SeedForce Director Mike Groot is driven to help livestock producers improve their profitability by using better value seed varieties rather than cheap and outdated ones. This is exactly why Mike developed the Animal Performance Calculator, or APC, which is a patented tool designed to help farmers and their advisors generate relative forage values. It's the first ever estimated breeding value for pasture, something wished for by scientists and pasture advisors who've been working to livestock EBVs for more than 2 decades. So why set up these EBVs, Mike?
Well, livestock producers have used EBVs for decades. When they buy rams or when they buy bulls, they'll go and look at a catalogue before they buy. When it comes to grass seed, it's very, very difficult. They come in bags. It's hard to look. So you need some relative comparison, some relative information, and there's no reason why they shouldn't have that information, just like when they're buying livestock.
Okay, can you give us an example using annual ryegrass?
Okay, well, annual ryegrass is a large use product, and again, when farmers buy, they tend to maybe look at price or maybe look at some marketing material that just gives them yield data. But really, what we're looking for is provide them information with when they produce the feed, so winter feed, spring feed, and also the quality characteristics. So when we put those together into a nutritional model, it can help us give some animal outcomes in terms of extra meat or extra milk. And that can help them decide whether it's better value than just looking at the price of the seed.
Has the Animal Performance Calculator been ground truthed and tested on farm?
Yes, Emily, the Animal Performance Calculator is basically been built on a nutritional model based on a lot of live weight gain and milk production models, but we've run the trials. We've run livestock, both meat and dairy cows. We've looked at the yield and the quality data, and the outcomes we're getting on farm are as expected from the model.
So how can the model help livestock producers make more informed decisions?
Well, it's coming up to the autumn break now, and farmers are looking at what they're going to plant. And in a lot of cases, there's a lot of varieties and a lot of options for them to decide on. So what the model can do is help them look at a range of varieties and have a look at when they produce their feed and the likely outcomes in terms of extra profit and how it suits their farming operation. Do they want more winter feed? Do they want more spring feed? They can pick those varieties that suit their needs, and they can get an outcome in terms of the likely profitability.
Okay, and what's the model mean to farmers and their advisors?
What it means to farmers and advisors is for the first time they can get some information on the likely outcomes of the varieties rather than just trying to compare input costs and maybe yield alone, because yield alone is not the driver of profit.
So as an advisor, Tim, how do you see farmers trying to decide on which varieties they do use?
Yeah, well, it's getting harder and harder, I reckon, with more and more varieties coming on the market and more choice for people, and farmers do find it difficult deciphering which variety to use and which brand. Yeah. Okay,
so have you seen the Animal Performance Calculator used?
Yeah, and that's a really handy tool, I reckon, for showing people the benefits of some varieties that can be delivered on farm. And
what are the key messages that you see are important in varietal choice for, say, annual pastures?
Yeah, so for us around here, we're trying to do a couple of things with an annual pasture. We're trying to get quick winter feed and good value grazing out of a pasture, so it has to have good winter feed. We don't want to sacrifice any opportunity in the springtime to cut hay or silage, so it has to be able to produce in the spring. And then if there's an opportunity with late rain to get quality feed late into the season, then that's what we really need to be looking for.
Okay, and is there any variety that you've identified from the pasture EBVs and your experiences on farm?
Yeah, so from trials and then the EBV values that the calculator puts out, we see adrenaline pop up as a really good variety, and then taking that out on farm, it does sort of back that up and perform really well in our area.
Over the past 5 years, SeedForce has screened over 8,000 plots to ensure their forage options deliver improved performance and profitability over existing commercial varieties. SeedForce is committed to sharing these results and helping Australian farmers to make informed decisions for the best outcomes for their livestock and pastures. For more information about the Animal Performance Calculator, contact SeedForce today.